Having already tested the automatic version of the G37 retractable hardtop convertible, I was anxious to test the sport version. So here it is, the G37 Sport. Will I be happily surprised, or will I be missing the ease of the automatic? Let's find out. There are a few styling cues that tell you the difference between the G37 and the G37 Sport. The larger 19-inch wheels are one clue, as is the slightly altered front fascia. But the telltale sign is the badge. You know you're in for something special and fast when you see the G37 S badge. As with the last version I tested, I really like the stylish, flowing nature of the Infiniti's exterior design. Or, of course, with the top down. To me, it seems Art Deco inspired. Looks great. Under the hood is the 3.7-liter V6 with variable valve timing and electronic lift. It produces 325 horsepower and 267 pound-feet of torque. Surprisingly, it gets 1 mile per gallon less than the automatic version. It gets 16 miles per gallon in the city and 24 on the highway. As with the outside, the inside beckons you with pure luxury. The seats are very comfortable and they hold you in well, with great side support and heavy bolstering. They're also manually controlled, even for lumbar support. The Infiniti's interior gets top marks for both aesthetics and ergonomics. From the steering wheel, you can control the Bluetooth, navigation, sound system, and the cruise control. You can use the touchscreen or the control knob here, but I think it's better and safer to use the controls on the steering wheel. Heated seats are located in the middle, as is the top control, right behind the shifter. It also has dual zone climate control. I love the Infiniti's analog clock. To me, it's reminiscent of Maserati, and that's a good thing. It was a great styling cue in the Maserati, and Infiniti has kind of taken that over. Kids will be happy in the back seat, and maybe adults on a short journey, especially if the top's down and the weather's nice, but I mostly use the back for storage. Unfortunately, with the top down, there's not a lot of extra room for storage in the trunk. Okay, that's enough about the interior. The Infiniti here is all about driving al fresco. If you have to put the top up, it's easy to do. The thing about hardtop convertibles like the Infiniti G here is the best of both worlds. You can drive it like a normal hardtop, but then with a flick of the switch, the top stows away and you got a convertible. You never have to replace the rag top. Amazing! Basically, the Infiniti G37 Sport here is in a class of its own. It's really the only hardtop retractable convertible that you can shift yourself in its class. You do have the Mazda Miata that's about $20,000 less, but it's nowhere near as fast and nowhere near as luxurious. You can have an Audi TT for about $51,000 that's similarly equipped, but no hardtop retractable. And the Porsche Boxster, also no hardtop retractable, and starts at $58,000. The base Infiniti G Sport starts at about $47,000. By the time you add navigation and the friction brakes, which improve braking, you're basically at $50,000. So to me, it's actually a square deal. It offers a lot for the money, and it's unique. So if you look at it purely by the numbers, the normal Infiniti G gets to 60 in 5.5 seconds. The Sport version here does it in 5 seconds, so it's a half second quicker. But that really doesn't tell the whole story. In the Sport version, you have stiffer suspension, larger brakes, you got better handling, and you shift it yourself, so it's an entirely different feeling. The car is really hunkered down. It means business. Driving through windy roads, it's really fun. You feel like you're in control, and you know, that's what the manual transmission does. Sure, you know, computers are really fast these days, and they can switch better for you. They can even match revs and downshifting and things like that, but there's really nothing like shifting yourself. Which actually brings me to another point. In the 370Z, Nissan has something called automatic rev match, where they actually match revs for you when you downshift. And I'm not quite sure why Infiniti didn't add that here, because hey, this is a $50,000 car, and certainly they could afford to put the technology in. So I would like to see the auto rev match in here to match the heel and toe shifting, match the revs for you, but the pedals are at least very well spaced in the Infiniti G Sport here, so you can heel and toe yourself. But I would like to see it as an option. So to me, I do think the Infiniti G37 Sport is a special car. To me, it's sort of a poor man's Ferrari California. This is Ferrari's first retractable hardtop roadster, and the Infiniti G37 sort of captures that spirit. Okay, it's not quite as fast, but this car is very fast, and you get to shift it yourself. It's a lot of fun. I'm Drivin' Ivan Katz.